Hi guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. Have you ever experienced this? Stay tuned. Has this ever happened to you? You're working on a project, you have all of your papers laid out, you know exactly how you need to cut them. You place them in your trimmer and something seems a little bit off about what you're about to do, but you proceed and you do it anyway. And only after you've made those cuts do you realize the reason why it didn't seem right is because you cut it wrong. Well, that happens to me too. And it sort of reminds me of experiences I would have on occasion in the grocery store. Now, I don't know if it's just me, maybe it's happened to you too, but there are certain times when I'll go in the grocery store, I'm looking at the items on the shelves, I know exactly what it is I want, I see what I want, I believe that I'm reaching for what I want, but when I would get home and unpack the groceries, what I bought is not what my eyes were focused on. And I don't know how it would happen, but it would happen. I would be staring straight at the cream of mushroom soup, believing that I'm reaching forward to grab the can of cream of mushroom soup, and when I got home, it would be cream of onion. And to this day, I can't figure out how that happens when it happens, but it does happen to me. And I took the long way around that story to share with you guys that mishaps happen with me too. I might make it look easy on camera. There are days when everything goes wrong when I'm sitting down to make a video. I have made the project before I shoot the video, and I'll go to shoot the video. My cuts are off, my measurements are off. Nothing goes right. So you aren't alone when cutting or measuring mishaps happen with you. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So in a previous video, we made this notepad holder. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful paper. And I only had 6 sheets of that beautiful paper, by the way. I used 2 of them on the project, meaning I had 4 left, and I would use 2 of them on the project I would make on camera with you guys. So I knew exactly how I needed to cut those 2 pieces of 12 by 12 paper. So when I sat down to cut out the pieces so I could show you guys what you would need to make the project, ask me if I cut those 2 pieces the way that they were supposed to be cut. No, I did not. And when I placed the papers in my trimmer to cut them, it just didn't feel right where I had it placed to cut. It just didn't feel right. But I thought it was right. So when I placed the papers in my trimmer to cut them, my eyes were telling me, that's not really where you want to cut this paper. But my brain was saying, cut that paper. So I cut that paper, and only after I made those cuts did I realize, girl, you cut it wrong. And now you only have 2 pieces left. You gotta get it right this time. So I did do the cut right on the last 2 sheets. However, I lost 2 sheets in the process. And this paper is absolutely too gorgeous for me just to put in a scrap pile for later use. So we are going to use the papers that I cut wrong. We're going to use those today and make 3 really fun crafts. So the moral of this whole story for me is things are going to happen when we craft. You may only have a few sheets of a certain paper that you really love, and you might miscut it. And that's okay, because any of you who've ever watched The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross, happy accidents. We can take this and turn it into something that we didn't originally intend for it to be, but we'll be happy with that outcome. So y'all, let's go get started. All right, y'all, so one of the first projects that we're going to do is we're going to take this plain old flip top spiral mini notebook, and we're going to make it pretty. We're going to use a process very similar to one that we've used in the past. We are going to take a piece of that beautiful, beautiful paper and just cover it. Now on this one, I did go through and repunch the holes, but this time we're just going to keep it simple because that top is white, so it doesn't take away from the beauty of this at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our tape, and I'm using my thin tape because that's what I happen to have in front of me. The wider the tape, the quicker it is to get through the taping process. So I'm just going to put this down. And this is also a great way to use up any scraps that you might have, no matter how they came to be scraps. Whether you cut it wrong or it was just left over. take something plain and turn it into something beautiful. So I have got my tape on the back. I am going to peel away my tape. And then we're going to place this down. So to place it, I'm actually going to open it and have it flatten out like that. Then I'm going to bring it all the way up to underneath the holes, and then I'll just place it down. I'll flip it over and trim out. So what I started with a piece that was 3 by 5, and then I placed it down. So I would rather start with a piece that is a little bit bigger than you might need it to be, just in case. You don't want to always be too exact. Give yourself some wiggle room. So whatever notepad size you're working with, that process will work beautifully for you. And you can see that we now have taken that not so pretty notepad and we've made it pretty. So then I am going to add just a little bit of cuteness to this by adding a little sticker. But before I do, I also want to add just a little bit of ribbon. So I'm going to take my tape runner, place some tape, then I'll take my ribbon. I'm going to place it down in the tape just like that. Trim away the excess. And now I'll remove the sticker backer and place it down. And now we have a really cute notepad. And for those of you PFF Monthly Club members, this would make an awesome project for the Easter basket swap that we're going to be doing. So now we have these two, and aren't they just cute? So that's one way that we can use up some of the paper whenever we do a miscut. And the second way that we're able to use up some of those papers, we can turn it into some happy mail, some embellishments that we can put into a swap, or we can drop in the mail to someone just to say, hello, I am thinking of you. And it's so easy to do. I have already made 3 of these little spiral roses, and they really are tinies because they start as a 2 by 2 square. So we're going to take the square and just turn it into a very rough circle. And so here is my circle piece that I will be working with. And I'll just go in and I'm making a cut into that circle, and then I'll start spiraling in. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm just going to trim off that little point there because I don't want the point. And then once you have your spiral, it's going to look like this. And all I'm going to do with my spiral is take the point, curl it just a little bit with my fingers so that it's like that. And then I'll take it and I'll start rolling it, just rolling it in. And these are very rustic spiral roses, so they don't have to be perfect. As a matter of fact, the more imperfect they are, the cuter I think they are. So I'm just going to roll this and roll it all the way around until I get to this little part on the inside that sort of looks like a comma. So just keep rolling. And now I'm almost at the end. And so I'm going to take it and I'm just going to squeeze it to kind of round it more because it had gotten a little bit misshapen. So now I'll take my glue. I'm going to place my glue right there on that piece. Then I can take this and just set it down and let that spiral open just a little bit. I don't want it too loose. Then I can press it down, and the glue, if you use hot glue, it's going to be almost immediate. And then we just let that dry. And now you can see we have another cute spiral rose, and these are minis. So I'm only putting 4 of these in a pack. And what I did was I went ahead and cut out some little leaves. So I took a piece of scrap paper, folded it in half, then I'm going to cut where the fold is and just cut my shape, however you want your leaf to look. And so I'm only going to make 2 leaves so that you guys can see the process. And I'm going to take my leaf, place my leaf just like that, take my other leaf, and then just place it on that rose wherever you want it. And these really are teeny, but they would be great embellishments on any of our projects. So this is what we have. So I am going to take these 3 and show you how I would actually package them. So I have a piece of chipboard that is 2 inches wide. I am going to cut that chipboard at 3 inches long. And then I'll just trim away my excess. And so now that I have my 3-inch piece, I am going to use my tape runner. Just place some tape on that chipboard. And I am sure that you guys remember this polka dotted paper from yesterday's project. I am just going to place it down, trim it out. And now I have this cute little platform that I can place the roses on, and I am going to place them down like this. And the way that I'm going to keep them in place is I'm going to take just a little bit of my tape, place it, and that will hold my roses on this board. But that will also make it pretty easy for them to be lifted off and added to a project. So then I have these mini bags, and I am going to take the roses and just put them in the bag. And I think this bag is 2.5 by 3.5. I'm not sure, but it does fit those roses perfectly. Then I'll peel away the backer, and we can get that nice and stuck. So then I have a small piece of that beautiful paper, and this measures 2 3/4 by 3. And I am just going to fold this in half, and then I'll put it on top just like that, and we'll have another beautiful topper. The way that I'm going to do it, I'm going to take my tape. I don't like to use staples when I'm putting a topper on. So I'll take my tape, put my tape down, then I can take my bag, and I'm just going to try to get that placed as even as I can. And so now we have this beautiful, beautiful packaging. I am going to take this little rose here that I added the leaves to, place some glue on the back, put it down just like that. And so now you have this beautiful set of mini spiral roses that are ready to gift, give, or sell. Perfect idea for the swaps that you might be thinking about doing, whether you're doing them with me or with another channel. This is a great little filler for whatever packaging you might be making. So So then I have a scrap piece that measures 12 by 5. I am going to trim it down to 5 by 10 and 1/8. And I am going to score this. So on the 10 and 1/8 inch side, I'll be scoring at 3.5 and at 7 and 1/8. So then I'm just going to fold and burnish. And then when it's opened up, I'm going to have my smaller panel on the right-hand side. I'll take this panel here, and what I'm going to do is I am simply going to fold it in. I'm taking it, bringing it to the score mark, and then I'm just folding it down just like that. Now I'll take my tape, and I'm using my tape runner, and I'm just going to add tape so that we can keep this stuck. Then I'll take this piece, and you can see how gorgeous that is. And so then we'll take this piece and we're going to fold it over. Then I'll use just a little bit of my tape right here and then along the bottom. And we can fold that. So now what we have is this beautiful, beautiful little holder. So then I've cut a scrap piece down to 2 3/4 by 4. And then I have a white piece that measures 2.5 by 3 3/4. I am going to add some tape to that. And I'm going to take this and tape it to this piece. And now when we take this piece, we can put it in this pocket, and you can see that you have a sweet little way of writing a message. Then we're able to dress this up with some stickers. And then I'm going to take one of my sweet little Anna Griffin stickers, place it right here on the inside, and we are making this a birthday pocket card. You can pull the card out of the pocket and write your note, and then when you fold it over, we are going to make this beautiful sticker here that says, "Wish Big." We are going to make that the closure, and isn't that just so stinking cute? And so I look at these as 3 very quick and easy things that we're able to do as the result of a miscut or a happy accident. Because don't let those miscuts stress you. Don't look at it as wasting paper when you cut wrong or you fold wrong. Look at it as some more beautiful paper that I have. I can turn it into these little flowers so that it won't go to waste. I can cover some notebooks, give someone something pretty to walk around and write in. Or if I need to make a birthday card in a hurry for a friend, here you go. Super, super easy. So y'all, I hope that you have enjoyed this fun, quick and easy way that we can look at mistakes not as a negative, but as an opportunity to create something even more beautiful. And I hope that you have liked this video. If you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join my online crafting family. You guys, as always, please be safe, be kind, happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.